Hey guys, just a basic tutorial on the difference between dry blending and wet blending. With a dry blend, I like a short flat brush and a nice dry paint, so no water on the palette, and then give it a good disperse of the paint on the paper towel. So there's plenty of paint on the brush, but it's nice and dry, won't come off too easily. Backwards and forwards, bit of a light touch. Make sure the paint comes off, but you want to create a bit of a layer over the tones that already exist, as you can see, which is happening here just at the end. It's a good way to blend tones. It does create a bit of texture on the larger scale. With a wet blend, I like a filbert brush and a nice wet paint. So I spray a bit of extra water on there. You could also use a blending medium, which I'm sure I'll do a video about at some stage. Make sure you have your two tones that you're blending ready, especially with acrylics because they dry so quick. So here I've got the lighter tone that I'm going to use, and the darker tone is black. So on this other edge. So the first tone down, and then the second tone, the background, so that I can blend the two together. I would generally work the edges before the detail on the subject. As you can see, it kind of goes over a bit of the subject, so you'd have to work that afterwards. And once you've got those two tones side by side, you can just take the filbert brush on its side and work that backwards and forwards while the paint's still wet, and blend those two together. I'm working this quite a bit because I really want a soft transition at this part, and when you work it this hard, as you can see, it's not that clean, the blend. The main blended line is nice, but what you'll probably have to do is just clean off that brush a little bit, like I'm doing here. Pick up a little bit of the separate tones and just clean up those sides. It's a bit more obvious here with the lighter tone, and then you can isolate that blended line nicely, and there you have a nice soft wet transition, which generally looks a bit smoother, although I do have to say, even though in this tutorial the wet blend appears to be better, on a small scale like my work is, you have much more control over the dry blend and the grain doesn't show.